Hey everybody, Coach Stewie coming at you. Today I'm going to be going over the push-up checklist that we go over with our athletes to make sure that they understand how to properly do a push-up. And the reason we approach it this way is because oftentimes push-ups are just thrown in the warm-up or in the back end of a workout to get a little bit more volume. And the athletes aren't truly taught how to move properly. You see a lot of poor movement mechanics where the shoulders drift to the ears. Okay, they let the shoulder blades shoot together right whenever they start the push-up. They never fully lock out and get into protraction to get that pec minor and the serratus involved. So we like to start from the top down and really teach them to help them understand how to get the most out of the push-up. Because if we aren't getting the shoulder blade to move, if we aren't having the proper tracking, then this might as well just be another bench press or dumbbell press. And the reason I use that comparison is because the difference between, or the difference that should be between a bench press and a push-up, or a dumbbell press and a push-up, is the fact that in the bench press or dumbbell press, the back is against a floor, a bench, some sort of apparatus, and the shoulder blades are retracted and depressed, or squeezed together and pulled down, just to create an environment where the lats can create more tension. My chest and pecs are opened up for the maximum stimulus. But again, the shoulder blades cannot move. They're pinned against the bench, they're pinned together. Okay, that's not true shoulder stability. That's just a good means to stress the anterior deltoid and the pec. So in the push-up, we want to make sure that we get that full shoulder movement of shoulder blade and humerus working together without compromising or without having any faults in the movement. So without further ado, this is how we coach it from the top down. Obviously, understand you're only as good as your best regression. You got to meet the kids where they're at. Not everybody, and I would say majority of kids probably aren't ready to be doing high volume push-ups. So throwing them in the beginning is going to be something where make sure that the eccentric emphasis, isometric, or something is involved so that they can get that technical proficiency and get the movement down. But again, if they need to go to their knees or hands elevated, you can use that as well. The way we start is we tell them hands under shoulders are slightly wider. If they're really tall, I let them go a little bit wider just because the lockout is going to be really excessive for them, so that'll shorten it up just a little bit. But again, hands under shoulders are slightly wider, fingertips spread, gripping the ground. I'm trying to create a crater with my fingertips. I'm trying to really dig in and create that stability through the hand. From there, feet come off the ground, toes dug in, okay, shoulders directly over my hands still. Hips are up, okay? Not here. This is sad. Hips up, and then press chest away from the floor to get my shoulder blades in a protracted or stable position. From there, okay, the common mistakes that we see is people often track straight down, okay? The reason that's bad, you can see it dumps my shoulders forward, and it puts my elbows back behind my wrists, okay? Putting a lot of stress at the shoulder, elbow, and tricep, okay? So that's not going to be an ideal pressing motion. So the way we teach it is I want my elbows to track down and back and my chest to drift over my hands. So again, chest away from the ground, elbows break down and back, chest drifts over, elbows directly over wrist, explode up, press chest away at the top. Okay, again, break the elbow, control all the way down. Okay, chest drifts over the hands, elbows over wrist, press, lock out, full extension at the top. Again, we want to get that full extension so that the serratus has to stabilize the shoulder blade all the way around the rib cage. That's the same thing that's going to happen in an overhead athlete, whether they're quarterback, baseball player, basketball player shooting a jump shot. There is no shoulder stability without scapular and humeral rhythm, making sure that they're both working together. My arm comes back, my shoulder blade should come back. My arm goes forward, my shoulder blade should start to come forward. So really look for the opportunities to coach those things. Don't allow their shoulders to get into the ears, okay, in an elevated position. That's not going to be a very comfortable or safe place for the labrum or the AC joint to be working. So again, make sure, take your time on the push-ups. It's a foundational movement that will set the tone for everything else you do in the weight room. Give it a try. Let us know what you think. Thanks, guys.